So in summary, a beast represents a kingdom or a nation. The waters or sea that the beasts are rising up out of are multitudes of people, and the winds represent strife and destruction or even war. Now, let's find out what's going to happen here in Daniel chapter 7. Notice verse 4. The first was like a lion and had eagle's wings. What does this lion represent that has eagle's wings? Well, it represents the kingdom of Babylon. When archaeologists discovered and unearthed King Nebuchadnezzar's palace, they found that stamped on the bricks was a symbol of a lion with eagle's wings. That was the actual symbol of Babylon. But let's allow the Bible to tell us that this lion represents the kingdom of Babylon. Jeremiah 50 verse 17. Israel is a scattered sheep. The lions have driven him away. First the king of Assyria hath devoured him, and last this Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, hath broken his bones. The context of Jeremiah 4 verse 7 is another verse that refers to Babylon as a lion. The lion is come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and the city shall be laid to waste without an inhabitant. So the Bible associates the lion with the kingdom of Babylon, but this lion also has eagle's wings. Now, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but in Daniel 2, the gold represented Babylon also. Remember that? Babylon is always represented as having the best. Gold is the king of metals. The lion is the king of beasts. And the eagle is the king of birds. Babylon always gets the best. But now notice what these eagle's wings represent. Ezekiel 17, notice verse 3 and then verse 12. Thus saith the Lord God, a great eagle with great wings came unto Lebanon, and took the highest branch of the cedar. Behold, the king of Babylon is come to Jerusalem, and hath taken the king thereof, and the princes thereof, and led them with him to Babylon. We see very clearly this lion with eagle's wings represents the kingdom of Babylon. And friends, can we see how historicism is playing out right here already? This prophecy starts out in the days of Babylon, which Daniel, who received this vision, is living. This is how historicism functions. Now, what's going to happen to Babylon? Will it rule forever without end? That's not what prophecy says. Verse 4 says, I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and a man's heart was given to it. What is notable about a lion? Have you ever heard the expression, the heart of a lion? What does that mean? Well, in the movie The Wizard of Oz, what was the problem with the character of the lion? He was a coward. He was afraid. He needed a heart. And when you pluck the wings off of a bird, it's pretty much helpless, right? So this is telling us that sooner or later, Babylon will not be ruling, and at some point is going to fall. In our sequence of powers here, the lion represents the kingdom of Babylon. Friends, we have a definite starting point to this prophecy. This is extremely important because we're not guessing here. We are being more sure in our prophetic interpretation. Now, what happens next? We have a second beast or kingdom. Notice verse 5. And behold, another beast, a second like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, Arise, devour much flesh. We have a peculiar looking bear here that is raised up on one side. So one side is higher than the other. This is the Medo-Persia Empire. It was Medo-Persia who conquered Babylon. Now, what are the three ribs in the mouth of the bear? While there is no explicit verse in the Bible to tell us what these three ribs are, most who study this prophecy tend to agree that there were three main territories that Medo-Persia had to conquer in order to rule the known world. And they were Babylon, Egypt, and also Lydia. The bear represents the kingdom of the Medo-Persia Empire. They came after Babylon. It was Medo-Persia who conquered Babylon in the year 539 BC. Now what happens next? Verse 6. After this. Notice the wording here. It says after this. Do we have a sequence of events here? It says after something else, and now this will happen. Friends, God is telling us this is one event after another. This is the principle of historicism. After this, meaning after the bear kingdom, I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast also had 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. This leopard beast has 4 wings of a fowl, meaning this is an extremely fast kingdom. The next kingdom that came after Medo-Persia was Greece. The leopard beast represents Alexander the Great's Greece. This third beast parallels with the third metal or kingdom in Daniel chapter 2. Now these 4 heads represent 4 kingdoms which arose after Alexander the Great died. 4 of his generals took control of his kingdom, and from them came 4 other kingdoms. Here is the sequence so far in Daniel 7. The lion is Babylon, the bear is Medo-Persia, and the leopard beast represents Alexander the Great's Greece. Now, what's going to happen next?